Hey, blue or red? I am sure that everybody would like to make better decisions, to do it in an easy way, and mainly without regrets for having made our minds in one way or another. Because perhaps you haven't realized it, but since the very first moment you wake up and recover consciousness, you are making decisions. To turn off the alarm and jump out of the bed to start your day? Or to postpone it for 5 or 15 minutes more and sleep for a little while? Whatever you choose, you have already made your first decision. When you prepare for work, gentlemen have to decide, should I wear the red tie or the blue one? And in the case of ladies, high heel or flat shoes? And what about lunchtime? Should I have this delicious dessert? And so on. Uncountable decisions along the day. The examples that I have just mentioned are for simple decisions. Call them frivolous, because if it is a bad decision, the result is not transcendent. They are simple since its span of time and its effect is short. Besides, if you made a mistake when deciding, you can make up your mind without any further complication. Not a big deal. On the other hand, there is another kind of decisions which are more complex due to their impact, because their term is longer, and if it happens to be a bad decision, its consequences will be greater, long-lasting, and perhaps more expensive. The reasons why people regularly feel unsure or regretful about their decisions is because the option they chose happened to be more expensive than what they had originally considered. They did not think deep enough to define and describe in detail what the real important behind that decision is. Or maybe they made the decision carelessly and as a result of a passing moment, a temporary impulse, and not a feeling of certainty. It is true that there are many components and contexts for making a decision. In this chapter, we are going to consider the following basic elements: cost, value, and emotions. The first element, we are going to ramble in accounting and finances. This fields in order to understand the concept of opportunity cost. Let us suppose that this year I have the chance to travel to one of the following destinations, either France or India. If I go to France, I will know the Louvre Museum, I will take pictures of Notre Dame Cathedral, and I will climb the Eiffel Tower. On the other hand, if I decided to go to India, I will go to get to know the Taj Mahal, and probably I might take a traditional medicine treatment, and I will work to acquire healthy habits. If I decided to go to India, then I will obtain the advantages and opportunities, obviously, from India. However, deciding to go to India will automatically miss, by default, all the opportunities that I would have in France. Thus, the opportunity of cost is what I do not get from France when I choose India. Whenever we make a decision, when we compare our options and decide for one of them, we will be winning and losing opportunities. And that's precisely the cost of our decisions. The second element is to ask ourselves, what is the most important thing in each one of our choices? In my example about France and India, the important things are traveling abroad, taking photos, and my health. However, when I ask what is the most important, my health is definitely number one. If your decision requires to study 3 or more options, always make the what is the most important question. Make it 2 or 3 times to each one of your choices. In this way, you will find the one that is most relevant for you. Finally, the third element, emotions. If you think about it, many of our great decisions have been product of a hunch. This feeling of certainty that you have when deciding right. Perhaps this feeling is the combination of a great vision of what you want, besides an internal voice cheering you up, and of course, this great certainty and satisfaction hunch. Going back to my example about France and India, now you can consider better why I decided to go to India. The opportunities attached to this country, the importance of my health, and the emotion of seeing the Taj Mahal. Our good decisions require the evaluation of the cost and our understanding of the most important thing for us, besides our feeling good and certain about them. Today, my invitation is become aware of all the decisions that you will have to make today. And of course, analyze those 3 elements. At the end, it might be that the blue tie makes you feel better than the red one.